$50-something thousand. For an Acura SUV that doesn't burn a single drop of gas. That's not a casual purchase. That's think about it for weeks money. Because once the excitement fades, you're left with how this thing actually feels every single day. And that's where most EVs mess up. This video isn't about specs on a screen. It's about real life. How the 2026 Acura RSX EV feels pulling onto the highway, sitting in traffic, parking at the grocery store. Because buyers don't regret cars on launch day. They regret them on random Tuesdays. Stay with me, because there's one thing about this Acura that sounds boring, but might be the reason it actually works. The RSX EV looks better in real life than it does in photos. That already puts it ahead of a lot of EVs. It doesn't look like it's trying to prove anything. No weird shapes, no fake aggression. Just clean, wide, confident. You park it next to normal SUVs and it fits right in. But walk around it slowly and you notice the stance feels planted. This doesn't look like a small crossover pretending to be premium. It looks intentional. That matters more than people admit. When you sit inside the RSX EV, your body relaxes. That's the best way to describe it. The seat height feels natural. The steering wheel lands exactly where you expect. Nothing feels forced. Your hands hit soft materials where your arms actually rest. Buttons are real. Knobs click with purpose. You're not hunting through menus just to change basic settings. At 75 miles per hour on the highway, that's not a small thing. But let's be honest. For this price, some parts feel nice instead of wow. It's comfortable, it's solid, it's just not trying to impress your friends. And that's either a strength or a letdown. This is where the RSX EV surprises people. Not because it's fast, because it's calm. You press the pedal and it moves instantly. No drama. Merging onto the highway feels easy. Passing slower traffic doesn't require planning. The steering is predictable, not numb, not twitchy. On rough pavement, the suspension absorbs the road without floating. Here's what stood out. After 10 minutes, you stop thinking about the car. That's rare, and that's where things change. Most Americans live on highways. So at 70 to 75 miles per hour, this Acura feels settled. Wind noise stays low, road noise doesn't creep in. The cabin feels like a quiet bubble. This is the kind of car you'd want for long drives without feeling exhausted afterward. EVs can be fast, but comfort is what makes people keep them, and Acura clearly prioritized that. We'll come back to why that's risky. The RSX EV isn't pretending to change your life. It assumes you'll charge at home, overnight, like a phone. That's the real EV experience in the USA. Yes, you can road trip. Yes, fast charging exists. But this car is built around daily routines, commutes, errands, school runs. If you expect it to feel magical, you'll be disappointed. If you expect it to feel normal, you might be impressed. Now let's talk about the uncomfortable part. Price. The 2026 RSX EV is expected to start in the mid-$50,000 range. That's serious money. That's not cool new car money. That's long-term decision money. For that price, you have options. Gas SUVs that never need charging, other EVs that chase performance, others that lean hard into tech. Acura isn't chasing extremes. They're chasing balance. And balance doesn't always win on YouTube thumbnails. Here's the issue. The RSX EV doesn't give you one big headline feature. No insane acceleration, no wild interior screens, no shocking design. Instead, it gives you 10 small things that don't annoy you. And that's harder to sell, but easier to live with. That's where buyers will split. So is the 2026 RSX EV a bad buy? No. It's thoughtfully built, comfortable, easy to live with, but is it exciting enough to justify the price? That depends on who you are. If you want your car to feel like an event, look elsewhere. If you want your car to quietly do its job without wearing you down, this Acura makes more sense the longer you own it. So let me ask you, would you spend this kind of money on the RSX EV or pick something louder, faster, or cheaper? Drop your real opinion below.